What is up, everyone, and welcome to episode 57 of the Party Chat podcast. As always, I am your host, Squiggy, and this week I am joined by both Slazo and Laura. Hello, peoples.
Hiya.
Hello.
How are you both this lovely, lovely week?
Fan-dabby-doozy.
Fan-dabby-doozy. You sounded a bit Geordie there. Am I rubbing off on you?
Oh, please.
You did sound a bit Geordie.
I've been in the north too long, that's it. Abort.
One of us.
No, I'm out of this country in 5 years, mate, so no chance.
Not to America, I'm assuming.
Oh, God, no. I mean, I have no political opinion one way or the other.
I have no political opinion. None at all. So anyway, this is not the political podcast. This is the Party Chat podcast, brought to you every Wednesday by Retro Remastered. I can't stop laughing because I used to, because I know exactly what you're laughing at, and I feel bad for what I said.
Keep going, just go with it.
So this is the Party Chat podcast brought to you every Wednesday by Retro Remastered. You can find us on iTunes and all other podcasting services, and we post at 9 AM on retroremastered.com, and that links to iTunes. We also post on YouTube, youtube.com/there, some words and letters and stuff. We'll post on there at some point on Wednesday. It depends when I remember to press submit or publish, whichever one it is. So as we do every week, let's jump straight into the news. I've got 6-7 items on the list. So this past week was N7 Day, apparently. Yeah, N7 Day.
Which you remembered flawlessly.
Yeah, it was one of the first things I thought about, to be honest, when we put the news together for this. I was like, right, N7 Day, most important. So on N7 Day, what do you expect? Then Mass Effect news, and we got a new cinematic trailer for the new Mass Effect Andromeda game, which detailed the two main characters in the game. They are Sarah or Scott Ryder. That's pretty much all I know. I don't actually think I've watched the trailer, but basically your father, I think he was in an earlier trailer, so you're like the kid of that person, and that's voiced by Alec Ryder. No, it's not.
Wait, so
no, it's not. It's Alec Ryder, the person. That's the name of the person. Sorry, Alec Ryder.
So are they both? Like, is it a case of they're both? Because I haven't seen the trailer.
No.
So are they both around, or is it like you're one or
it's
t'other?
it's like Fem Shep and Normal Shepherd.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if it was maybe both of them were there, but you pick which one you play as.
I think. Well, from what I can gather, I think it's basically like if you pick Fem Shep or Normal Shep sort of thing.
Right.
What else is there that we've got? So there are loyalty missions for your squad mates, basically like the were in Mass Effect 2. Have you played Mass Effect, Slazo?
I've played the first one for like half an hour.
Oh, God.
So no.
So this is basically the part where me and Laura take over.
Go for it.
Go on, Laura. Talk about Mass Effect 2 and your love of Thane.
I don't love Thane. Mass Effect 2 was the pinnacle of the series, personally. Loads of great stuff, good story, solid, brilliant suicide mission at the end. And if Mass Effect... Are they calling it Mass Effect 4? They are, haven't they?
No,
I haven't missed the
Mass Effect
subtitle.
Andromeda.
There's no Mass Effect
Andromeda.
4.
So you're not
Andromeda.
calling it, they're just calling it... Okay, Andromeda.
God,
Andromeda. If they can get anywhere near the quality of Mass Effect 2, then it's going to be something to behold.
Yeah, I quite like
But so far, all I've seen is the graphics.
They do look good, but I quite like the loyalty missions in Mass Effect 2 as well. And obviously they represented who would join you on the Suicide Squad, is that right? Not Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Suicide mission.
I know what you meant. The Suicide,
Yeah.
not the Suicide Squad. It's not going to get all Harley Quinn up in here.
No, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying. As well as the loyalty missions, they also revealed that a gameplay trailer is going to be shown off at the Video Game Awards on Thursday the 1st of December, which Laura said she would cover for us.
No, I didn't. We went over this last week.
It's in the last podcast. It's in the last
And
one.
me denying it. Oh,
Nope.
continue.
So expect some stuff coming out of there, basically some gameplay. So as well as knowing the characters, there's some other stuff came out on the Mass Effect Andromeda website, and basically it told you where the events of the new game take place. So this is like this is news to me. Like time wise. Obviously it takes place in planets as well. Not just space. I know, you were close. So the game sets off at the end of Mass Effect 2. So while Shepard and his crew were on the suicide mission, you're leaving the Milky Way galaxy for your 600-year journey to Andromeda. That's a long journey, by the way. Just throwing that one out there.
Welcome to interstellar travel.
Yeah, and basically the following year after you leave the Milky Way, that's when the Reapers attack. That's sort of the beginning for Mass Effect 3. So basically, you leave the Milky Way galaxy at the end of Mass Effect 2, miss out everything that happened in Mass Effect 3, and obviously take place 600 years later. Which is quite...
It feels a bit weird to have, like, the setup be, it's in that timeline, and then it's nowhere near that timeline.
I think the one to do
You're in a completely different part of space in a completely different time.
Yeah, I think they wanted to do it so, like, they had a separate story, but it was still in the Mass Effect universe. So that's why they've probably done it
that's
like
fine,
this.
but, like, unless that intro has, like, some kind of relevance, like, a Reaper stored on himself on your ship, then who cares?
Yeah, that's the thing, I don't really know much about, like, anything apart from that. It's just that I'm interested to see where they go.
Andromeda.
Oh, shut up. Shut up, Slazo. So
I thought that was the obvious bit.
No, like, where they go sort of with, like, the story, like what you said, because I know they don't want to they probably don't really want to talk about Shepard and everything in there, but you feel like they're going to have to. The fact that you're leaving the Milky Way at the end of Mass Effect 2, and obviously the stuff that they did was quite big in the galaxy then, so you'd assume it's mentioned in passing, maybe.
Oh, don't go doing a Shepard now.
Yeah, remember that guy Shepard? Let's not do that. So stay tuned. I think it'll be 3 weeks time, maybe 4. I'm just counting how many weeks until the podcast where we'll talk about it. So 4 weeks time, we'll be able to talk about the gameplay from Mass Effect Andromeda. Because Laura's going to stay up and watch it.
Obviously, clearly, that is happening. That is not a lie.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, there you go. That's all you need to know. So we'll move away from Mass Effect to Rainbow Six Siege. So that's been out for a year now?
Yes.
Yes,
thank
Squiggy.
Thank you, lovely podcasting people. So it's been out for a year, and their fourth major update, Operation Red Crow, is coming out on the 17th of November. It was also free on PlayStation 4 and PC for the weekend just gone. And basically this update includes a new map and some new operators. It's a skyscraper map set in Japan. And yeah, it's one of those games that I've wanted to sort of play, but I've never it's one of them where I think you need a squad.
I've paid literally no attention to it. Like, the only stuff I see is a couple of people I know on Twitter who still play it. Yeah. So that's the only time I really see it.
Because we played a bit of the alpha. Did you play the alpha? I know me and Laura did.
Not me.
So me and Laura played a bit of the alpha, and it wasn't that impressive, and it sort of put us both off.
It did. I was so sold. I waited so long for new Rainbow Six, and then the alpha just killed any spirit I had for it.
Yeah, but then sort of after that, they've fixed pretty much every issue going, and it's one of the best multiplayer shooters, apparently, according to a lot of people. And it's a shame that I've never been able to get into it, especially when they release all the free stuff. And basically, Season Pass holders get access to it all, but they only get them a week early, I think, if you got the Season Pass. And I think it was only £15 this weekend as well to buy. But yeah, apparently as well, it has more than 10 million players playing it.
I struggle to believe that.
And which is more than what it had at launch.
That's more than Overwatch, isn't it?
I think it's probably around about the same, maybe.
Don't get me wrong, I'm sure it's a great game, but I struggle to believe it's going toe to toe with the biggest shooter in the market.
I don't know. I could see it hitting that from the amount of sort of good stuff I've heard of it. There's a lot of people who just go back. If you're watching some Twitch streams, if they're playing a few multiplayer shooters, they'll always jump into Rainbow Six for a few games as well. It does seem quite popular, like the PC one anyway. I don't know about consoles or not, but the PC ones just seem really popular.
Fair enough.
But yeah, I keep meaning to. I might see if it's in the Steam
Squiggy,
sale.
No. You've bought every other shooter this year.
I have actually, but this is last year's shooter.
That's not an excuse.
No, that's an excuse. It's last year. It was so last year.
Have you even played Titanfall yet?
No, because I haven't bought it. It's a bit impossible to play it when you haven't bought it, Slazo.
I thought you just said you bought them all.
No, you said I bought them all.
Yes. And you went, yes.
I just meant whatever. But no, I haven't bought Titanfall yet.
Okay.
We'll see if it goes in the sale, which it probably will. From what this isn't a news thing, but have you heard about the sales of Titanfall?
I heard it got massacred about as much as everyone expected.
I don't think it's sold even a quarter of what the original one sold.
Jesus.
And if you consider that when Titanfall came out, it was PC and Xbox. The user base was smaller, like for the console owners, and then obviously this one's out on PS.
Smaller, but it had so little competition and was an Xbox exclusive at that console's launch, just about. So
yeah, but then this one's come out on PS4 as well.
Yeah,
and it's just bombed, which is a shame because again, a lot of people who you speak to really enjoy playing it.
That's the thing. Titanfall is like a game I would love to play because my brief time in Titanfall 1 was fun, but it's like, well, I've got other bigger games to play for now.
And then you sort of wonder, will the multiplayer aspect still be alive?
Yeah.
As well, like it's. I think it might be the case of, remember when Battleborn came out, like next to Overwatch, and Battleborn just like died off miserably, whereas Overwatch sort of shone. Is the same thing going to happen with Titanfall?
I think so, which is a shame. The problem is, it just comes into one of those games where you go, yeah, I'll play that later, and then you never do. As opposed to, say, like the new Call of Duty, where you're like, no, I'm playing that now.
Yeah, right now. I wish I was playing it right now. Sorry, podcasters, but I'd rather play Call of Duty. So the next,
I don't take that personally. It's
you
fine.
don't take that personally. That's okay then. In that case, goodbye.
Oh, continue.
So, Arcane is looking into some Dishonored 2 PC performance complaints. So Dishonored 2 launched this week. I don't actually know any review scores because obviously I don't think they got review copies until the day before. So people are probably...
Welcome to Bethesda!
Yeah, well that was another thing we could probably...
With their glorious new policy.
Yeah. It's one of the... Should we talk about the policy first?
I mean, may as well mention it.
Yeah, it's like... So basically, Bethesda has said they're not going to give any games to review people until a day before the game launches. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a day.
And I can't remember why they said it, but there was some reason that they want everyone to have the best experience and stuff. And then people said, well, what about pre-ordering? And they basically turned around and said, well, if you want to wait, we understand. Just buy it later on and wait for your favourite reviewer to get the copy, which is...
Well, I think it was also the case if you pre-ordered, you got it before reviews. So
Yeah, you probably could. But then, the Skyrim one... So Skyrim, they didn't give review copies until the day before, which for a game that big is quite ridiculous because of how much time you need to sink into it to be able to give it a proper review. It's not one you can play for I'll play this for a couple hours and sort of make a decision based on that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can tell because I'm looking at reviews for Dishonored 2 now, and almost none of these are notable sites. I think 2 major sites have got reviews up, and that's it.
Yeah, but then a lot of YouTubers were getting Skyrim early. Like a lot of YouTubers have had it for over a week, maybe 2 weeks. I've seen some YouTubers playing Skyrim remastered, and it's a bit strange. Like I don't. That's the part that I don't get. That some YouTubers are getting the game before reviewers, but then they're saying that they don't want reviewers to have the game early to sort of
because YouTubers are kind of more where the promotional money is at now, so to speak.
It's about the shift in where gaming's going, isn't it? Really,
pretty much streaming and let's playing is the thing at the moment.
Yeah,
you get your game on Game Grumps, you'll probably get some sales, stuff like that.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. It's just. I don't think it actually impacts anyone apart from the review sites. Like, it doesn't really affect the consumer because you can still find videos on there to watch. You can still watch a Twitch stream of it and form your own opinions from it instead. But the only thing it affects is the sites like IGN and stuff like that, where they're now going to have to wait for them to get the game. In theory, they could probably pre-order the game and get it a couple of days early based on when people do get games. It's just weird. They seem to be... They're not doing it to punish big sites like that, but in a way you could probably see why the big sites think they're being punished.
To be fair, I think they got annoyed. One of their previous games got marginalised by review sites, and they were like, "Yep, you're blacklisted now." So.
Yeah. Well, didn't is it Kotaku that got done by Bethesda?
I don't know. I don't know off the top of my head.
Yeah. But then for me, I think a lot of the big sites should come out and say, right, well, if you're not going to give us a review copy well enough in advance to review it, we're not going to allow you to advertise any of your game on our site. We're not going to do any sort of previews, pre-release preview sort of things.
Yeah.
That's why
I don't know, man. Like, yeah, it's sucky, but I get kind of both sides of the coin. So
yeah, but yeah, we'll see how that sort of pans out if more developers take or publishers take that stance in the next 6 months, because I think that could be quite interesting to see if the gaming sort of shifts to YouTubers and Twitch streamers predominantly now.
Yeah.
As opposed to giving review copies out, but we'll see. We shall see. But anyway, onto the Dishonored 2 stuff. So Dishonored 2 came out last week.
Oh yeah.
And apparently there is a lot of PC performance issues, which is anyone really surprised by that these days?
I'm just PC performance issues. Everyone's PC so great, and it is more powerful. They can do more, but then you just get so put off with all these stories.
Yeah. So
I think the thing is, the main companies are used to developing for consoles, and they go, oh, we'll just it's usually, from my recollection, they hand it to an outhouse or someone to do the port work for them, and they never seem to work.
Yeah. So this one, some of this stuff's quite, it's weird. So recommended PC specs, you would assume that would be to run in some of the best settings possible. Would you say that?
Recommended? No, I assume recommended is it runs well, but not perfect.
So this is the thing. So check to ensure your machine meets the game's minimum standards and that you're not running any of the programs in the background. If your PC meets the recommended specs, we encourage you to play with high settings for a more consistent 60 frames per second experience. Only PCs that far exceed those recommended specs should opt for ultra settings.
That's fair.
And then, general FAQ, avoid using Alt-Tab when playing.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, you can understand that one a little bit. And then this is more for video
yeah.
settings. If you have performances, you try lowering the resolution. But it's well, what if you're only playing it 1920, 1080, or even 720? Are you going to lower it down to 800, 600? It's just it seems that a lot of these performance issues, basically the fixes are just to play it in a lower resolution and just reduce the graphical settings, but I'm assuming that's not the actual issue.
That just sounds like it's not been optimized well or something.
That's what I mean. I think it's more about optimization than the issues, if that makes sense.
Who knows? As I say, it could be any one number of things. It could just be one random thing on the PC version is killing it for some reason.
Yeah, it might be just some random process that runs.
Yep.
Yeah. But
I'm sure they'll look into it because Bethesda are a bit more PC savvy. So.
Well, that's the thing. That's why I'm quite surprised there are PC issues with it.
It's a Bethesda game at launch.
Yeah, actually, when you put it like that, yeah, that's a good question.
Give it time. Give it time.
And then some people are saying, now I see why Bethesda imposed didn't give the game out until the day before.
Ooh.
Shots
fired to Bethesda. So next on the list it's quite a weird one. This one, so Game, the UK retailer, is going to open some concessions, as they put it, inside WH Smith.
Nice.
Go on.
I was going to say, when Smiths had games before, they were kind of game prices, and then they stopped selling games. So I don't know. I think it's nice that they got each other. That's
it makes more sense to it makes more sense to me than I believe it was. I want to say it was Debenhams. They used to have concessions in. They had a concession in one of my local Debenhams, and that was so weird. You go downstairs and they're just this game store, and it's all right. Guess I'll hang out here.
I remember seeing there was one in Phoenix in Newcastle. And Phoenix is a really high-end department store.
Yeah, I guess they were just in all kinds of random places.
Yeah. There was one inside a Borders bookshop as well near me. Obviously Borders went out of business as well.
See, the thing for me is I'm trying to think of how much crossover trade they would have with a place like WH Smith, and I'm not 100% sure.
The thing is, again, I think it's a bit like going with supermarkets. People who go into WH Smith to buy books, you can get them cheaper with supermarkets. Papers, put the lottery on, pens, stationery, you can buy it all in supermarkets for cheaper. And when I've been into...
To be fair, specialist stationery is harder to get in supermarkets.
Amazon.
Well, yeah, if you're going by that logic...
No, but it's you would think if I was game and I wanted to open up in another shop, I would open up in a different shop with WH Smiths. I don't know what, but I wouldn't open up in a one that, from what I can tell...
Zone.
Yeah, Shoe Zone, yeah. But no, it's like, for me, from when I've been at the WH Smiths, like, recently, I barely go in. It's dead. There's more staff than people in there. And I don't see how this is going to help.
True for my one.
Really? People in Middlesbrough must like to read books. It's just Newcastle.
I mean, there's a post office.
Well, yeah, the post office, the one in town in the post office is busy. The one in the Metro Centre is pretty dead.
Well, that's probably because you don't specifically go to the Metro Centre to buy a newspaper or a magazine.
Yeah, but it's one of them, if you're walking past.
Whereas, like, in a town, you might well go in there on the way to work and go, oh, there we go, got my paper.
I'd go to the paper shop down the road. But that's just me. But no, I don't know if this is going to work out. I don't think it will. And I think they'll be done closed by the end of next year in there.
We'll see. I think at the moment they are throwing whatever they can at the wall and seeing what sticks.
I don't know. I think this might be a positive move, personally.
But then,
I don't know.
But then can Game afford to do this? Like,
I don't know who's, to be fair, because Smiths... This is just based on the fact that the Smiths near me have gone from a big store to a little store, so I don't know if it's a case of them holding on to each other. Kind of like, I don't know who's really making the moves here. Like, they're in a ship together now. Personally.
Just hope that ship doesn't sink.
Pretty much.
I feel it's Game who are probably in more financial jeopardy than Smiths.
I don't know. I don't really surmise on it. I just... it's like, at the end of the day, everyone's struggling economically, like, shops-wise, so I hope it does something and shows some sort of boost, but...
Yeah, we'll see. I suppose we'll see how it happens, but I think it'll be I mean, they say it's going to be trialed in 2016, and I think it'll just be a trial and that's it. I can't see it. I think they'll be better off in a department store, like when you said you saw them in Debenhams and stuff like that. I think they'll be better off in there than in a specialist shop, if that makes sense.
Maybe.
But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I mean, I think Game do need to do something, because I think last year they had an 81% drop in profits, like, year on year. Yeah. So it's not, if this fails, then...
When a company is lamenting console sales and it's been the most successful console generation at launch, it's like, okay.
Yeah. But the thing as well, the deals in Game recently haven't actually been too bad as well. Like,
honestly, I only go in to buy whatever new game I need.
Yeah, but I've obviously with new games they are quite expensive, but if you look at some of the console deals and stuff, they are actually quite decent.
I must admit that this is actually one that did recently, the Xbox One Elite for 200, and I was staring at that and going, if I hadn't sold my soul on Scorpio already, I'd be all over that. Yeah.
Yeah, but even some of the Overwatch for £25, that is decent for...
I mean, it's decent, but who doesn't buy it? Just buy it for Battle.net.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. But it's still probably £30 on Battle.net.
Yeah.
So it's still they've managed to undercut.
It's cheaper, but it seems weird to buy a Battle.net PC game.
Yeah.
That game.
Yeah, but it's one of them where maybe they are beginning to pick up a little bit, so it's why they can offer things like that. But we'll see.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, hopefully. Next on the list, this is actually sort of related to Game as well, in a way. So, I can't remember if we spoke about this, I don't think we did. So basically, Sony licensed 2 third-party manufacturers to develop, in inverted commas, in quotation marks, Pro controllers for the PS4.
Oh boy, was one of the Mad Cats?
No, it wasn't actually.
Whoa!
No, one was Razer.
Okay, makes sense.
And one was Nacon?
Never heard of them.
No. So basically, it's a bit like the Elite controller for the Xbox.
Horribly overpriced.
Well, it's not. I don't think it's that bad. But I did buy
the Xbox Elite controller. It's $100.
I bought a Scuff controller for £130. Who am I to judge right now? Who am I to judge, Laser?
Oh my god.
So. But wait until you hear the price for this. So basically, I'll run you through the specs of the controller. So the Razer Reiju has two extra bumpers and 2 extra detachable triggers. It's got a built-in control panel on the front of the controller for your microphone settings and stuff. there's 2 custom profiles which you can switch between and modify, so maybe change how your analog sticks work and stuff, or what your triggers do. It's got a 3.5mm headset jack and dedicated headset volume with mic mute controls, which is what I said just before. You can take off the analog stick rubber caps, which give you extra grip, and it's compatible with all PS4 systems via the USB cable, which you can take off to store the controller easily.
Lovely. So that can only be like what, 20 quid more than the current controller?
But just wait there. So we'll talk about the Nacon Revolution Pro controller next, and then we'll go back. So this one has, you know what? I'm just going to read it as it is.
Okay.
46.
I love it. I'm sorry, I was at the point you were going to say, you're going to read it as is. A controller.
No.
Nothing else, because I've seen bios of these things, and some of them are
Here we
a
go.
controller.
Are you ready for this?
I am.
46-degree amplitude dual analog sticks enhanced with innovative firmware for advanced esports accuracy and reach. 4 extra short. I have no idea. 4 extra shortcut buttons, an 8-way D-pad, 4 custom profiles, all configured via the companion PC application, enabling players to remap buttons, assign macros to the 4 shortcut controls, and adjust analog and trigger sensitivity. It has 2 internal compartments with 6 additional weights for a tailored balance and feel, and it's compatible with all PS4 systems via the long USB cable which you can detach.
2 additional compartments?
Yeah, so like...
What are you going to store in your controller?
No, it's to wait.
There's a gummy bear ready for later.
So like my mouse has got weights on it, so I can weight it a little bit, so I'm assuming it's just like that.
Okay.
So the prices, you may ask. So there's no price for the Nacon Revolution one yet.
Okay.
But...
I mean, that's PC programmable, I'll give them that. That's a clever idea.
But...
Uh-oh.
The Razer Raju PlayStation 4 controller will cost $149.99.
What?
Sorry, I knew how much it was, and I just love the fact that Slazer did it. That reaction.
If you're interested in Slazer, because you sound interested, it's launching on the 9th of December, and you can get it and you can buy it from Game. So you can walk into WA Smith's and buy it.
Oh my god! 150.
150.
If anyone buys that, you're an idiot.
Like this is what I thought. Like personally, if I was going to spend that much on a controller, I'd rather buy a Scuff controller because you can customize pretty much everything about it, like color schemes.
Personally,
and
if
stuff
I was
like
going to spend that much on a controller, I'd like to be that person because I've clearly got disposable income coming out the ass.
But like for me, I would buy a Scuff over that any day because of the extra customizable options. Like,
wait, hang on, Scuff is a brand.
Yeah, Scuff controllers are used in.
I thought you meant all the time you were on about you bought like a controller that had been damaged a little bit.
No, I've got a Scuff Xbox controller.
Oh, okay.
Like customized.
I didn't know that was a brand.
Yeah. But that was like £130, I think.
What?
Yeah. That's why I'm pro.
If you spend 3 figures on a controller, Jesus bleeping Christ. No.
Okay. Oh well.
That's not
if you
my
spend
expense for
£50 on a controller, you're probably overdoing it.
I got a 7% discount code.
I spent 25 on mine because I got
That's
game share
acceptable.
credits. Yeah, I got a Gears of War one the other day because I wanted 2 Xbox controllers.
Oh, is that the one you were tempted to buy?
Yeah, and then I bought it
Yeah.
because
Yep.
I realised I had a lot of credit.
The only luxury controller I've ever been interested in was the fully customizable color Xbox ones, where you could like choose colors,
They're still
have
like £80, I think.
Those are £80, but those are custom bespoke. Like it's not a branded thing.
Yeah,
they're printing out.
these Scuff ones are like they're custom built when you order it.
Okay. That's still not £100 level.
No,
but
like the stuff you
I'll
get
let you off a little bit.
The stuff you get is like it's a mixture of the Elite and the custom controller, in theory. So we'll go with that. But yeah, £150 for the Razer one. Like I said, I'd rather buy a Scuff controller if I had to buy one.
Free game.
It doesn't. Well, yeah,
Maybe
3 games. It doesn't even look that good, to be fair. But yeah. So anyway, if you don't want to spend £150 on a Pro controller, you could probably spend that much on the Nintendo Classic Mini.
I wish. You got to find that thing in stock, boy.
No, that's why you could spend £150 on it. So basically, it launched.
I mean, even at 150, it's hard to find. I've seen people offering like 300 odd quid on eBay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So there's a couple of buy it now ones on eBay at about £160. And there was some with like loads of time left at £100 and £90 on eBay last time I had a look. And if you think that's £50, it started at £50. Like, that's how much it launched.
We see what Nintendo have done is their classic thing of not making enough.
Yeah, and I know we said this when we said that it's sold. Like, we said it's sold out, and I think you sort of said, well, they probably haven't made enough, and pretty obviously they haven't made enough.
I mean, I must admit, I wasn't expecting it to be a success, but I don't know how many they made in the first place. But like, this is a classic Nintendo thing. I mean, they did it a few years back, if you remember, with the Smash GameCube adapter, because everyone wanted to use GameCube controllers for Smash, so they went, we'll make you an adapter, and then those things became gold dust.
Yeah. And then third parties brought them out for like half the price, and they sold out as well. But you can't really get a third party bringing out a NES Mini.
Well, I mean, you can. It's called an emulator.
Well, yeah.
You get a Raspberry Pi,
yeah.
Put a NES emulator on it.
Yeah. Right, I think it's called Retro Pi, actually.
Nice.
Let's not talk about this. So yeah, it was quite funny as well, because Nintendo tweeted out saying like, the Nintendo Classic Mini NES is out today, which NES generally play first. And loads of people have just commented back saying none, because you didn't supply anywhere near enough. And stuff like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, Nintendo are getting some backlash, which is to be expected because of that.
Oh well.
And I think,
hopefully this doesn't happen with the Switch.
Yeah, and I think actually, just to like finish on that, Mike tweeted out that he wanted to get one for Freddie, his son, to play.
I love how you just name dropped his son, like Freddie, his son.
But he was like, I can't now. I can't pay that. I'm not paying that much, and I can't get one in stock for £50. And it's like, yeah, come on, Nintendo, sort your life out. Sort your life out, lads. Anyway, so that is all of the news for this week. We'll now go on to the games coming out this week of note, and Slazo kindly put together this list for me.
Thank you.
So if it's wrong, blame him. If I can't pronounce the games on here, blame him.
I checked them on Amazon. They should all be right.
So the first one is Fate Extella.
Yep.
Take it away, Slazo.
Oh boy, so for once in our lifetimes, we're getting a Fate game over here. This is madness.
A Fate game?
Part of the Fate franchise. A series of popular visual novels, anime, other weeaboo games. Fate Grand Order is killing it on mobile devices in Japan. But we're actually getting a first Fate localized game here in I think like a decade or so, which is cool. If I remember correctly, this is kind of a Dynasty Warriors alike, where you use a bunch of Fate characters like Saber, Archer, et al. To kill people. Dynasty Warriors style. It's probably not going to be a spectacular game, but hey, if you're a Fate fan, finally, you get something after all these years. Will we ever get the main games? Who knows? You'll have to make do with this. I might check it out when it drops in price a bit. I'm just amazed we're getting a Fate game. It's awesome.
I literally don't know anything about them, so thanks.
You might recognise Saber if I showed you Saber, and then that'll be it.
Yeah, you can show me that later.
Yes, I will show you my Saber later.
No.
So... Do I need to be here? Because that's just like the handful of comments that you two have been in. I just carry on.
I think you're just jealous, Laura. That's all it is.
I am.
You need to be here for the next game.
It's one you need to watch. So the next one is Watch Dogs 2. Were you expecting something different there, Slazo?
I don't know.
No, I was expecting Watch Dogs 2.
Oh.
That's okay.
Yay!
So yes, the Watch Dogs 2's next.
Yay!
I think we both... Did you play Watch Dogs, Slazo?
No!
Bloody hell. So me and Laura played Watch Dogs. Laura liked Watch Dogs, I think.
Yeah, I did. I platinumed it.
Laura. Thanks for waking up.
No, sorry. Screw you!
I deliberately try and wake her up for this segment.
I'm awake. It was a really solid game. Like, there was a lot of things it could improve on, like making you like the character and not wonder why. Like, I would literally try and run my character off a cliff if that was a thing, because he is so unlikable. Which I think Mike wrote an article for RetroMaster.com about Ubisoft need to write better characters, and one of it was the main focus about that, so search aside for that. Basically, it was really good. It did a lot of good things, but some things just weren't fun. Like, it was alright. It was like a 7. Like, it was okay. I poured way too much time into it because I didn't really have any other games at that time to play, and got the platinum and the awful drinking games.
I still remember you talking to me about that.
I'm still bitter about that because they did an update months and months later that made them easier. And it's pissed me off ever since because I'm like, I really earned that trophy.
I did the OG.
Yeah, and there's like these people out there going, don't really see what the fuss is. No, mate, you just didn't fucking get it. I don't know why I'm swearing about this. Didn't realise I was this angry. But
very passionate about your Watch Dogs.
Anyway, Watch Dogs 2 is coming out. I keep forgetting it's coming out. That's how passionate I'm now about the series because of that stupid drinking game. Carry on.
So that's out this week. It's also out now if you have Amazon Prime and you have the Amazon Prime app, Prime Now. A lot of people were reporting saying they could order it and it would be delivered within 2 hours.
Nice.
There's one for you. I'm quite interested to see how this does because I think it's going to be a bit like Assassin's Creed to Assassin's Creed 2. Where, sorry Laura for bringing this up, where Assassin's Creed was sort of, some of the ideas it had were good, but it didn't execute them properly. And then
Assassin's Creed was a great proof of concept.
Yeah, and then Assassin's Creed 2 came along and just knocked them out of the park, pretty much. And that's what I'm hoping Watch Dogs 2.
Fingers crossed. I mean, it doesn't have the massive hype radar on it this time.
It's been quite quiet. I think, I don't know if I was talking about this, was it to use last week or just in general, that nothing much has really come out about the game. I think we were talking about it a few weeks ago, actually, where Laura was saying, like, she's shocked it's coming out soon.
I keep going into shock. Like, I keep going. Like, now it's like the 18th time. I'm like, oh, yeah. No, still can't accept it's coming out. Like I said a few weeks ago, I think Digital Spy, did a review on, saying it was like Saints Row 2 and it's like really not what they expected, but it's really good and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like an early preview. And I was like, it's like Saints Row 2 if Saints Row 2 did hacking right, you know? And that intrigued me, and stuff like that. And I keep seeing positive things about it, but it's still kind of like, it doesn't stand out from the crowd to me. Like, it's probably going to be better than 1, but what I've seen in the adverts and TV trailer, I'm just getting, oh, it's more Watch Dogs. Yay! And the drinking game's back.
I think this one looks a lot better than the original Watch Dogs, to be fair, from what I've seen. Like, just from, like, I've seen a bits of gameplay from a few YouTubers and stuff, and it looks a lot better than the original. Like, it just sort of makes those ideas, like, all the ideas it had, just makes them, basically knocks them out of the park, from what I've seen.
Yep.
And the next game on the list, speaking of Assassin's Creed earlier, is the Assassin's Creed Ezio collection.
Sorry to ruin your segue.
Yeah. So yeah, you put Assassin's Creed Ezio collection.
Ass Creed!
I always call it Ass Creed.
No, it's more the fact, it's just after all the other innuendos you two have been making, it's great, it's fine, don't worry about it. Anyway, Assassin's Creed!
I don't worry about it. I don't.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm just going to stay straight up. So this is the Ezio collection. I don't get why this is a thing when you have the Heritage collection, which I own, but... Because this is 2, Brotherhood, and Revelations, right?
Yeah.
Right. But I've got a collection that has those, and 1 and 3. Admittedly, it's not on PS4.
Yeah.
But
well, I think they had to think of a way to
get Assassin's Creed out.
Pretty much, and they thought, well, we can't release the Heritage Collection again, remastered. They could have, but...
They could have done.
But I think they must have thought, well, we'll do the Ezio Collection, and then maybe it's one of them where Assassin's Creed's going to become a bi-yearly franchise.
That would be nice.
And then so you'll have the next Assassin's Creed next year, then the year after you'll have the Other Person Collection.
The Other Person.
Is it Connor?
I don't know.
I played them, but I don't know.
What, Connor is in Assassin's Creed 3?
And then, well...
I still need to play,
all of them. All 27 of them.
Thank you. But I meant, because, like, when I saw Austin Wintory talk about the most recent Assassin's Creed and Animex this year. What was the most recent one that came out last year?
Oh, God.
2.
Syndicate?
Yes, I still need to play Syndicate, because that sounded like a breath of fresh air for the franchise.
I have Syndicate on my PC, I just haven't played it.
I do not own it, I want to play it, I think. Did I play it? Wait, which one did I play?
You played the one before that, the broken one.
There were 2 at the same time, it could have been either.
Oh, no. Oh. I'm just looking at my shelf. I still have it, and I still
Unity.
can't see... Unity. I played Unity. That's the last one I played.
Unity.
I mean, I played it way after launch, so it wasn't as broken as
Yeah.
it probably was, but it was all right. It was just more Assassin's Creed. So
Yeah.
They could do that as the next collection. Assassin's Creed, the working collection.
So there'll be like nothing. So next
Hey-o.
next on the list is Killing Floor 2, which is the PS4 version.
Yep, because it's been out on PC for a bit.
I've heard of this game, I think.
It's
It rings a bell.
one of those fight waves of zombies while building up your defences and all that kind of thing. I can't remember whether... Think of like the Call of Duty zombies, but a more fleshed out game experience.
Alright, that's quite cool, but again, I've got Call of Duty Zombies, so...
Yeah, but this one, like, I've heard many good things from my friends.
Yeah, I've heard good things about this game as well. And it's only £30 as well. I didn't realise that.
Well, yeah, it's a PC game on console, so...
Yeah. But I'm assuming it'll be like, it probably won't sell very well on the PS4 because of anyone
I
who's
mean,
bought it.
they must have seen something in it to do it like that, so I'm guessing it will sift a few I imagine it will sell more digitally than physically. The
Yeah.
fact it's got a physical release surprised me. But
Yeah, no, it does look quite... It looks quite interesting if they can sort of sell it to me as more like zombies but fleshed out and tell me why I should play this like instead of zombies, if that makes sense. I was saying that 6-player co-op.
there you go.
6-player co-op.
There's 6 reasons.
Visceral gore. Killing Floor 2 ramps up the gore with a proprietary high-powered, persistent blood system, bringing new levels of fidelity to the genre. Players will send entrails, severed limbs, and blood flying their way through hordes of enemies, but they need to watch out. If caught, enemies will rip them, and their entire party limb from limb. Wow.
There
I
you go.
didn't think bleeding would be a selling point of the
If you
game,
like
but
gore porn,
this is for you. What is next on the list? So Yesterday Origins is next, and we don't really know much about this game, but
I swear this was out
tried.
last week.
I mean, no, it's out this
I swear
time.
it was out last week.
It was out last week on Steam, I think. Unless it's
Yes,
on Steam.
actually he's right, and then it's come out this week on consoles. I have like all the descriptions up on it, and I still can't tell you what it bloody is.
I mean,
should I just read the overview?
it is
No,
all,
let's
it all
ride
began, yeah, it all began 500 years ago when a young John Yesterday was imprisoned.
It's a point and click adventure.
Basically, yeah. It looks, to be fair, it's getting some good reviews, and I do like. Bless you.
Sorry,
I do
I'm
like
allergic.
a good point.
I'm allergic to it.
I do like a good point and click adventure, but I don't know anything on it.
Yeah, I don't know anything as well. Try it if you like point and click adventures, and if it's
Got
not
an
a point and
80.
click adventure,
Jesus.
then don't. What's next? So Slazo's list says Lego Dimensions stuff, and I asked him to expand on it, and we have some ET stuff. ET phone home.
Never
Beautiful
seen ET. Is it any good?
You've never seen ET? Oh my god.
I've
Never
been
seen it.
Oh, ET's
No!
There's a
I
bit
love
on the
ET.
bike, and that scene looked nice.
great.
Oh, the bit where they float, that you float?
Yeah,
cycle in front
where
of
the
movie.
bike magically defies the laws of physics.
I know the bit where they touch your finger and they're like, phone, and your
I
home
love-
will always be in your heart, and
I
it's like,
love ET.
look
ET is amazing.
I know the bit where they
Yeah.
touch fingers, because that was done in adverts for 20 years.
Yeah, ET is
I mean-
amazing. Like, you need to see it.
I
Go
don't. I haven't seen Home Alone, and that's come up in previous weeks. Like about 3 people this week have told me you ain't had a childhood. You should watch Home Alone.
haven't-
3 different people.
You haven't seen Home Alone?
No.
Who?
Oh my
Oh,
god.
I don't. Apparently,
Oh my
I lived with Slazer as a child. Just
Oh
like
my
you know.
god. Let's just
Um,
carry on. Let's
I
carry
watched someone play the awful video game though.
on. But that's a bit different. Donald
I
Trump's in
know.
Home Alone too.
I know. I saw that screenshot.
Sorry,
all
are
week.
you trying to sell me on this?
No,
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 'cause
no.
there's a caption saying, "Did Hillary show this guy the directions?" Sorry, I keep seeing that joke.
Yeah.
Shut up, Squiggy.
So,
Shut up.
The next Lego Dimensions set is Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, which is the new Harry Potter spin-off movie.
Have you seen that one, Squiggy? Have you seen that film?
No, because it's not out yet.
Yeah.
Oh,
Quite
I'm
fun.
going. I am going to go see that hopefully.
Yeah,
I'm not Squiggy,
I've got
but-
tickets to see it next
I'm,
Sunday.
Oh,
I'm still not
oh,
sure. Because the first trailer I saw, I was like, this looks wank. And
Yeah.
the trailer I saw most recently, I was like, this looks good. What?
I like Harry Potter, so I'll go and
The
see
thing
it.
is,
He's not in it.
No, I like the Harry Potter like world and stuff.
World, universe.
Yeah, universe.
This is gonna sound weird, but it's like it's one of those films that a lot of people will go and see because it's like, oh, you know, because a lot of people will be talking about it. So it's very easy to make plans for people to go see it, if that makes sense. I have had a real bad problem getting people to come see Doctor Strange or whatever it was me.
No, I had no problem with that either.
Kind of, yeah, my friend group of nerds.
Yeah,
so
shout out to my awesome friends.
Shout out to my no friends. Yeah.
So next on the list is the Gremlins. What?
What?
Oh my, carry on.
What?
Next
Are
on the
you
list
trying to
is-
throw shade at me for being late?
Yes.
That's screw him.
So next on the list is the Gremlins, like I mentioned, set.
Never seen this one.
No, I've never seen that either. Laura?
Laura.
I've never seen Gremlins.
Good
Stop
timing,
asking
Slater.
me questions. Stop it. I like rom-coms.
Yeah. Well, here's a rom-com
asking
for you. The next one is a perfect rom-com for you. Slazer and his love for Sonic.
Oh man,
Sorry.
yeah, he's the greatest. Sonic the Who Hack.
Sonic is the other set to come out for LEGO Dimensions this week.
Yeah.
I mean, Sonic is always chasing them rings, which is actually the theme of a lot of rom-coms. For them! Yeah! Looking for friends. Tweet me at Laura Law. Hey. Don't tweet me wanting to be your friend.
Please,
I will...
please, anyone listening to this, tweet Laura saying, # I want to be your friend. Please do it. It'll be amazing. So anyway, before we move on to our topic of the week, let's anything to plug apart from Laura's Twitter for her friends. So I've got there's an F1 video went up last week. There'll be another one going up this week. I think it's race 10, 9, 10. One of them two. It's one of them two races. Maybe both of them will go up. Who knows? I think there's some high speed crashes on this one. That's all I need to say.
Is there?
Yeah, there is. I think I crashed.
Isn't that everyone?
No, I don't crash very often.
Oh, okay.
But this one, I think I lost control of the car just driving in a straight line. Don't even know how. Ploughed into the side of Lewis Hamilton, then spun around, and he ploughed back into me and knocked us off the track and basically ended my race. So I rewound the race, did exactly the same thing again, had to rewind the race again, and then went slowly around the corner, and he ploughed into the back of us and ended my race. But then I just rewound it and just carried on, because I'm sick of ending races early. So, you got anything to plug?
No, I think, there's my top 50 which went live earlier, no, this goes on Wednesday last week, where I talk about my favourite things about the Xbox 360, the kind of platform that in many ways took me from being, I'm a Nintendo fan, I like Pokemon and Mario, what's our other games, to kind of just more accepting kind of
Life.
Pretty much every other genre and stuff. Like, I didn't really do shooters until I got an Xbox. I didn't really do a lot of games until I got my Xbox. I didn't really do online friendship until I got an Xbox. Nah.
I don't do friendship now, so don't worry about it.
And then look where it got me 10 years later, boys and girls.
Yeah. Yeah, wow. Thank you, Xbox. Thanks for that. Laura, it's your top 5. It's your Friday 5 this week, I believe? No, it's not. It's Ploiper's Friday 5. Which is...
No,
Laura, what is he talking about? Or Slazer, what is he talking about?
It's his underrated Sonic games. I mean, there's been a lot of Sonic games, and he picked out 5 that get really picked on that aren't as bad as they seem.
And then the week after, we have Slazer doing an overrated Sonic games.
Which he just put the whole
just
series
writes
in a
in
picture of
capitals, all of
Sonic.
them.
I struggled to do it in 5. Hang on, wait. 1, 2, 3, Knuckles.
Knuckles was
I need to put one more.
Anyway, while you do that,
yeah.
we'll move on to the topic of the week. So, yesterday, the day after this podcast goes live, marked 3 years since the PlayStation 4 launched in America. So I thought, why don't we just sort of talk about the PS4, from its reveal up until the present day, and sort of what impact it's had, what we've enjoyed, and what we haven't enjoyed, what we want to see maybe from the future from PlayStation, something like that. So,
okay.
Yeah, so we all bought one day one, I believe.
Yeah. I think I'm the guilty party for making you do that one.
No, I was happy to. I took the day off work to go to the midnight.
You were happy to buy it, but I still remember at the reveal, I was pretty much from the first time they revealed it, I was like, "Yep, Sony have got this. I'm on board with Sony."
At the reveal, I was a bit undecided, but I was probably leaning towards the PlayStation. But I was more like, well, I've been on Xbox for the past however many years, and it was
me and Mike were adamant PS, and then you guys kind of followed in our wake.
Yeah, I think we got more convinced by Microsoft not to buy the Xbox One. on
Yeah,
launch and moved to the PS4. But the reveal was quite cool actually because you had Mark Cerny out talking about the power of it and showing off Knack, which was a critical success, obviously.
Good times.
Yeah, but I think that was in in February or something. I think they showed it off, and then it obviously came out in the November. But I think I don't think anyone could have predicted how much the PlayStation 4 was going to take off. I don't think could you really, based on how the PlayStation 3 sort of started out, or was it more Microsoft doing a Sony from last generation and shooting themselves in the foot?
I mean, bear in mind the PS1 and PS2 did great guns, so it was more the PS3 was the exception.
Yeah.
And even then, that was only because of a few silly things like price.
Yeah.
400 plus quid at launch.
£425. I remember paying
Yeah,
that.
it's like, why?
I don't know. I still don't know why I paid £425 at launch.
That's the thing, because I know you got the PS4 pretty much at launch. I think Laura
I got the
did
PS4 at midnight.
I launch day, baby.
You did launch day, yeah. I took a month or so. But the thing was, I'm struggling to remember what the PS4 launch was. Knack, Killzone...
Knack,
Killzone, baby!
FIFA, Battlefield 4...
Oh, okay.
I
just remember when I did finally
Black
get my PS4, the good first half year was coasting off PS Plus.
Yeah.
For games on it.
Yeah,
Resogun.
Yeah, Resogun was good. That was, to be honest, that was probably one of my favourite launch
But it was
games.
just stuff I think Contrast was an early one, Don't Starve was another one. It's really short. And so pretty much I was just kind of relying on those for quite a while before the games really started coming out. That's kind of my memories of the early days of it. And I can't remember what the first... Because the bundle came with Killzone, and I tried to do Killzone, and as Laura can attest, I'm not good at Killzone.
I quite enjoyed Killzone, but I think because...
If the opening mission wasn't wank, I would probably have liked that game.
I didn't mind it. It was a decent launch title, but it wasn't brilliant. And especially when you still had Battlefield and COD coming out, it was sort of one of them that got a bit missed, really. Because obviously, a bit like Titanfall 2 is this, that you had Battlefield and COD launching with it.
Yeah.
And it's but from what I played, I enjoyed it, but it wasn't enough for me to play.
It was a while before I got an experience. I still can't remember what my first PS. I'm gonna have to look it up.
Well, I can't really remember either. Because I think the same as you, although the PlayStation launched really well, I had a good console, I don't think its lineup was that good, and it relied more on sort of third-party titles to see it along for
quite a while, yeah.
Yeah. Because I think if you look at I'm just going through my things, I've got Ghosts, Call of Duty Ghosts, Battlefield 4, Killzone Shadowfall, Assassin's Creed Black Flag, and then Infamous is the next game.
Wait, second... Oh yeah, I forgot the two Infamous games.
That's my next game on that list. And that didn't come out until the March, I think, of the console coming out, maybe?
Yeah.
So it's sort of you had to wait a while for sort of one of them. It was a decent game. It wasn't from what I've heard, not as good as the ones before that. But...
Yeah. I'm honestly going through this and I'm really struggling to find a main PS4 game. There's Killzone, finally. Oh my god.
Yeah,
I think Final Fantasy 14 it may have been. Jesus, was my first proper.
That's the problem. I'm struggling to find things. Obviously, the Drive Club launch didn't really...
Yeah, that was another thing, because I was kind of looking forward to, that was, I don't want to say one of the main selling points, because obviously by the time I bought the console I knew it wasn't a launch title, but, the promise of Drive Club was always one thing I was really interested in.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, when the game did finally come out, I want to say, especially with the Season Pass kind of plan they did, it turned out to be worth it in the end. But, that hugely drawn-out debacle to get there was just...
Oh, yeah. It probably wasn't... It was good, but it probably wasn't worth all of that stuff. I still enjoyed it. But, yeah, I think the thing with PlayStation, and, I don't know if you both agree, is although all the third-party games probably run better on it,
I think it's treated as the alpha console.
Yeah, there's not really that many first-party, big titles. If you look through, you've got Uncharted 4, obviously, and you've got Bloodborne.
Bloodborne. Yeah, Bloodborne was the big one. That was 2015, right?
Yes, I think so, yeah.
Bloodborne was one of the first big exclusives, and I mean, I remember buying it because I'd never played a Souls game. I was like, I have no idea how this is going to go, and like, to be fair, like that first week or so of us
memories of that.
The first week of playing that was quite fun when we were all kind of around the same point and all progressing and discovering things together. But I suck, so got pissed off at Father Gregorius and kind of just took a break from it.
You mean
I know you and Mike got
Father Gaza.
Yeah, I couldn't do it because it was like
he was. You know, he was quite easy for me to finish. I don't know how I did it. I think I just cheesed it. But
the problem, you either cheese it or you learn the mechanics of the game basically.
I wasn't doing that.
I just couldn't get into it, as it were.
Yeah.
My problem is because of the way I play games, like very much kind of bite-sized. So to put the time in for that really wasn't.
Like I'm a bit the same. That's why I ended up getting rid of it because I didn't want to go back and start from the start. Yeah. Because I hadn't got loads in, but I'd got a decent way in, and then I didn't want to start again, but I didn't know where I was really or what I was doing.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, I can't really go back. So it was one of them where it's a shame because I did enjoy what I played of it. And then again, you look at some of my other games that I've got, Helldivers, which was a download, Resogun download. I think it's...
What's the thing? I want to say, like, in terms of like indies and like download games, I think I've probably spent a huge amount on the PS4. Like, there's been a huge, like, through PS Plus and just through sales and everything, there have been a huge amount of cool downloadable games to play.
Yeah, that's
like, my God, I go through this list of stuff, just random stuff I haven't even played in a while. Like, oh, there's Binding of Isaac in that list. There's Dust, that was a cool thing. There's Velocity, that was cool. Just stuff like that. Transistor,
Rocket League. If you think about
Rocket League, I honestly didn't even play that the year it came out.
Yeah, like I played it.
Oh boy, it was in all of almost everyone else's like Fave 5 lists, and I was like, Rocket League.
Yeah,
I'm sure it's fun, but no, I've not played it.
He actually said it in that voice. It's actually quite accurate. Rocket League.
But I think
for rockets. Go on.
But I think one of the things like PlayStation we remember for is more of like the downloadable indie games and like the PlayStation Plus more than its actual first-party titles, which it's a shame because there's franchises there, like obviously Ratchet and Clank. I keep forgetting about that.
That came out this year. I got to play through Ratchet and Clank, and like as I said at the time, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. So and then I had fun playing it. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But then obviously we'll talk about the Xbox more next week. But I think me and Laura probably know where we're going to lean on with the Xbox. But we're not.
The Xbox has done a better job with its exclusive portfolio.
Yeah.
I'd say that's fair. But at the same time, like, because there have been a couple of major third parties that we all played, like Destiny. That was a big thing at the tail end of 2015. We were playing that for months.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, the third party games probably worked better on PlayStation. There's a lot more exclusivity on the PlayStation, like Destiny, Call of Duty. There's some other stuff as well, but I can't actually remember. There's some other stuff there, but like. I don't actually
I want to
know
say No Man's Sky. I can't
Let's
remember.
Let's not even talk about
No
Man's Sky.
Okay.
Or shall we finish off our discussion on PlayStation by talking about No Man's Sky? Should we do it?
Could do it. Or we could talk about other like exclusives the consoles had this year. Witness. I completely forgot that was a PS4
I've not played
exclusive.
Witness, actually.
It's not now, but it was at the time.
I don't think it's for you, Squiggy.
It's...
What are you trying to say, Laura?
You know what I'm trying... I don't know why you're taking that tone. You know what I'm trying...
I don't actually know what you're trying to say.
It's going to be in my Fave 5. It requires a lot of patience, is all I'm going to say.
I'm not saying anything, Squiggy. I'm letting Slazer do my talking.
Wow.
I'm letting your bae tell you how it is.
This is why I don't like Laura.
What?
I mean, with all due respect, Squiggy, knowing your personality type, probably not the game for you.
I'm not going to lie to you, Squiggy. There's a lot of reasons not to like me, and me suggesting that Witness isn't for you is
at least Slazer was nice about it, though. You were just like, oh, you won't like it because you haven't got patience. Oh. Anyway. Let's finish off talking about...
Let's wrap this up before...
Let's talk about Uncharted 4 to finish off with.
It's gone horribly.
Yeah, let's talk... Wait. Well... Infamous as well, I suppose, is another one, but I didn't play it.
No, Infamous is not in the same league.
No,
okay.
Uncharted 4 is... It's going in my Fave 5 this year. It's probably one of the best games I've actually played. And it's like, for me, it's on a par between Uncharted 2 and Uncharted 4 for the best Uncharted game. And that's because Uncharted 2 was so good back then, and Uncharted 4 is so good now. And if you had to make me do a top 10 of all time games, that is probably beaten Metal Gear Solid. That is like the biggest compliment I can give it. It's beaten Metal Gear Solid in my top.
Uncharted 4 is your favourite game ever?
I'd put it. It'll be definitely top 3 with Uncharted 2 and Metal Gear Solid 3.
Really?
Yeah.
You really think that highly of it, and not just because it looks pretty?
No, I really.
No,
think
it is
that highly
really
of it.
good. I mean, I'm going to be honest, Laser. I think if you played it, you'd be like, even with Squiggy hyping it up like he just did there. I played it after he hyped it up, and I was kind of like, yeah, Slazo, Squiggy's onto something. Sorry, you're just one person to me now.
It is like
you are one.
Like the story is so good. Like the voice, it's just a complete package. Like literally everything just works. Like the story, the characters, the voice acting. Obviously, it looks beautiful. The different parts of the game, like the driving, the exploring, the climbing, everything just works. And yeah,
okay. I've got Rise of the Tomb Raider to play through first, but I'll keep that in mind.
play that first, because from what Laura said...
yeah, but Laura is like disagreeing with
Oh my god, just marry each other already, God.
Anyway, we'll finish the topic of the week there. So, actually, we'll end with one thing. Where would we like to see PlayStation go?
Home. No, sorry, that's just a joke. Sorry. I don't know why, because PlayStation Home it came. Sorry. More exclusives. I just want original titles. If they could give me something that made me feel like Quantum Break made me feel.
Obviously, there's Detroit.
There's Last Guardian.
To be fair,
No.
Last Guardian, Horizon.
No, none of them. I mean, Detroit is.
I'm sorry, what?
I think it's still more a Quantum Break experience.
Yeah, it's a Quantum Break experience. I mean, they'll probably be good games, but just to be so gripped into a
Horizon's going to be amazing.
I don't know.
Last Guardian's going to be amazing.
I think Horizon's going to be great.
I don't see the story with Horizon.
No one does really. There's not really
No,
much.
that's the thing. I'm not really to pick.
You scavenge techno dinos.
Yeah, I just really want a story-driven game. That's what I really like and really want at the moment. And that's what Quantum Break was. That I wanted to know what happened next. And I feel that I might get that with Detroit, but I don't know about anything else.
You might get that with thingies, the new.
What you could say FIFA then?
What's the new Metal Gear?
Metal Gear Survive. No,
not that one. No, not that one. The one he's making. Kojima.
Death Stranding.
There you go.
No, see, that's not a good story. That's a confusing story. They're slightly different.
That's just the kind of person you are.
But narrative will be important to that. That's the point I'm making.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I won't understand what's going on, but it will be important.
But I think, to be honest, next year could be the year that, like we spoke about Xbox exclusives, next year could be the PlayStation. I think
Sony have to do something next year because they've shot their load, so to speak, now with the PS4 Pro and the PS4 Slim and all that. But now they face both the Switch and the Scorpio.
Yeah.
In next. So they've got to do something to get people to go, I'll buy PS4.
They've got to deliver with the games, to be fair.
Yeah.
And when you look at some of the stuff for next year, you've got, obviously, Persona 5.
Persona 5.
Horizon. Gravity Rush 2.
Yes. Tales of Berseria, I think.
Yeah. Yakuza. That's already out. Actually, that's already out in Japan, isn't it?
Probably.
Yeah. But there's games there that are going to be exclusive to the platform. So they've got to deliver basically. Because I think Sony have done well to get by with the third party titles and a couple of first party ones there and in between. But Microsoft have started to unleash their big guns. And I know Sony have got like God of War coming and stuff like that, but how long is it
No. I do freely admit and agree with you, like this year, like especially this, like the tail end of this year, like watching on the sidelines as a PS4 owner who is not getting an Xbox One and would have done if Scorpio wasn't a thing. But having to watch you guys play Gears and Forza and a few other games has been like, I hate you. But I'm not caving.
Yeah. That's the thing. Next year is going to be like probably the.
Going to be so bankrupt.
Well, there's that as well, yeah. But it's going to be a fun ride. I think.
I Lord knows we need it after this year, but
yeah.
Yeah, no. Next year should be fun. You probably have Sony up in their game, and obviously Nintendo and Microsoft going all out with Switch and Scorpio. So should be a good year next year.
Yeah, definitely. So that is our topic of the week. So to end our lovely, beautiful, happy, friendly podcast, we'll move on to our top 50, which could be the end of some friendships. That's all I'm going to say.
Don't worry, don't worry, Laura. This is where our friendship ends, because you know my rule. I have to say no to whatever it is. So.
Yeah, so it's my turn for the top 50 this week, and I've nominated a game that I've not played, but it's a game that I know a bit about, because I'm playing some sequels and stuff.
Because you read about it.
And I've read about this one. So the one I've gone for is Soul Calibur on the Dreamcast. The silence is deafening.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
This
So,
is...
I know we already have Super Smashin' is a sort of a fighting title,
Yeah.
but I thought this is my thinking. But this is what I've been sort of reading from reviews and stuff, and what a bit about the game and everything. So basically, Soul Calibur was one of the first ever fighting games to change the movement system in 3D fighters. Basically, you only had like limited movement along like your axis, like going backwards and forwards and stuff. But in Soul Calibur, they started doing like different directions and stuff, like 8. I think they had 8 different directions or something like that. I don't know what that means, but it had a unique 8-way movement system, which obviously allows what you see now, like moving back, forwards, up, down, and everything like that. So that sort of started from there. It also became one of the first fighting games to emphasize weapons as well, whereas other ones were like, you know, your Street Fighters and stuff were just about punching someone. This is more about like your swords and other things like that. So yeah, obviously I've not played it, but I have played a couple of the sequels, which were great fighting games, and probably I think they're some of the only fighting games that I've actually got into apart from Smash. Like I can't get into Street Fighter, I can't get into Tekken, but with Soul Calibur there was just something different about it which got me into it a little bit. And I'm not really sure if that's because the gameplay was a little bit different, like maybe the change, you know, like on Street Fighter you've got to sort of wait for your move to finish the exact timing to be able to hit the next one straight away. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Whereas in Soul Calibur they changed that a little bit, so it was a bit more forgiving, so you could sort of start your next move off while you're still the one was finishing. So that's probably why I liked it, because I could just spam moves and stuff. Review wise, it got like brilliant reviews. It gets put in top games of all time, one of the best Dreamcast games of all time. It got the second ever perfect 40 from Famitsu. The first one was Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. It is the 5th best reviewed game of all time, and it's the highest scoring fighting game of all time on Game Rankings. I don't really know what else to say, to be honest. It was a critical success, and obviously it spawned how many sequels until it sort of failed away? A lot. So yeah, I don't really know what else to add, to be honest, but I think it deserves a place for what it brought to the fighting genre. Even though we have one in there, I think without this we may not have seen some of the other ones that we've seen.
You know how we always give sass to Laura for picking Assassin's Creed 1 over Assassin's Creed 2?
Yep.
I'd have picked Soul Calibur 2 over Soul Calibur 1 any day of the week.
Why is that?
Better. In every way. Better in every way. And also you had the whole character stuff, so like if you played on the GameCube you had Link, and
that's
then
the one I played.
Yeah.
That's the one I played.
You
Soul
had
Calibur
Storm,
2.
I think was another one, and I can't remember what the other exclusive... Oh, it was the Tekken guy as well you had in... I think it was Heihachi in one of them. So, like, depending on which console version you had. And yeah, the one you'll have played is 2, because 2 was the one that really took the franchise mainstream.
Plus 1 was, like, out before I was probably old enough to play games.
Yeah. Also, 1 wasn't the first one in the franchise.
Yeah, I know. So...
Oh, Blade, with its good one-hit KO moves.
Yeah. But no, like what I was saying, obviously, like Soul Calibur was the one that changed a little bit of the gameplay for fighting games, which Soul Calibur 2 expanded on. And I know, like you said, Assassin's Creed is a proof of concept for Assassin's Creed 2, pretty much. Like, I still think that the stuff that it added in this, like, you know, were the ones that made fighting games what they are now. Like, things advanced from that.
I did not realise this game was as well reviewed as it was.
Yeah, like it's...
Don't know if it was the first to do the 3D system as you're saying, because in my mind's saying that was Virtua Fighter, but I'm not sure off the top of my head. This is
just what I'm reading in here, that it was...
Oh, okay. Well, then I'll trust their opinions over mine. I thought it was Virtua, but I could be wrong.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, don't get me wrong. I think the Soul Calibur series is cool. I would love a new Soul Calibur. It's been far too long.
I would love a new one as well.
but in my mind, it's like I feel 2 is the one that really took the franchise.
Yeah, no, I see what you mean, like with 2 and stuff, and it's the one I've played, but I thought 1 for the advancements that it made in the fighting genre is why.
The thing is, I
voted
just
for that
don't
one.
that's that big a thing. Like, I'll give you as well Famitsu 40 at that time before they started handing out things like candy. But
I'm trying to find the Famitsu rating for Soul Calibur 2, but I can't find it. But the thing is, Soul Calibur 2 reviews really well as well, but I think Soul Calibur just pips it by about
I get that. I just don't
7 or 8%.
know if I think the I just don't know if I think the technological, like the boy, you can fight and you can press up and down. I don't even know if that's really that big a deal.
I think it is a big deal, but that's me saying that trying to get this game in the list. But I do think it's a big deal for like it changed the way you would fight. Instead of just like me standing there punching you, it changed the way you would fight. Obviously, with the weapons it added as well, it changed that.
Obviously, it's just like the weaponry fighting. Sure, that changed things a little bit, but at the end of the day, up and down were just another dodge.
Yeah.
Because you still fight on a 2D plane, you just spin the 2D plane.
Yeah, but no, I would still back Soul Calibur 1 for me. Laura?
Have you played any of the Soul games, Laura? I don't know.
Wasn't there one with Yoda in?
Yes, that was number 4, I believe.
remember that one as well.
I think I
One had
dabbled.
Yoda, one had Vader, depending on which console you got it on.
I think I dabbled with that one. I
think I
don't think
remember
I
that
owned
one.
it. I
Yeah,
think
it
I
was,
just
yeah.
played it somewhere. I don't really think Soul Calibur's like the best fighting series or anything out there. I hear what you're saying, but I also remember what you said about Assassin's Creed, and Slazu has a point. I thought Soul Calibur 2 was meant to be the pinnacle. And and you come to me and you offer me a different Soul Calibur, and I'm not even sure if I think Soul Calibur's worthy of a top 50 list. So there's that.
Wow, you're really so there's that. In other news, I don't like it, but there's that.
I'm trying to think of something positive. I really liked the really passion you had in your pitch.
Wow, this sounds like The Apprentice. Like, I really like your passion you had in the pitch. The pitch
I
wasn't
admit,
good, but you came across the
admire your
passion.
guts for trying to get a Dreamcast game on my list. I mean,
That was bold.
It was very
that
gutsy
was
coming
bold,
to me
lad.
today with a Dreamcast game. And
Bold, lad.
your pitch was the tone you delivered in was very good, but the pitch itself was a pile of balls.
no, the pitch itself is fine. It's what you
the pitch is fun. Yeah. Sorry, what you're pitching, son. Sorry, I don't know why that made me... yeah, I got nothing much really to say on it, Squiggy, other than you surprised me with your decision. And I don't know what you want from me.
Yes.
I mean, I feel I do know what he wants from you, but
Because I'm not getting it from Slazo, so I want one from you.
oh boy,
We'll just go to the
wanna
vote. We'll just get this over with. Get this disaster over with. It's a yes from me. Slazo,
no.
Laura,
Hell no.
hell no. Wow.
Hell no.
She kicks you out the window.
Wow.
Oh,
Wow. I remember that one.
Bring
Laura.
out.
I remember that. So Soul Calibur doesn't make it to the top 50. You would think these people in this podcast didn't play games, but anyway, Soul Calibur is not in the top 50. It should be. It's a travesty. If you don't agree with that, feel free to tweet abuse to @SlazoKing and @LauraLaw, who's also looking for friends.
You can do that. I'll go play Soul Calibur 2 and have fun.
You go and do that. So yeah, you can also tweet me @Jody Squires if you want to give me some sympathy for these two gremlins. I just read gremlins in the podcast notes. That's the first thing that came into my head.
I must admit, we were building this up before the podcast of what you would choose. I didn't expect that one. I'll give you that.
Yeah, I'm
thought,
gonna be honest.
I thought I would go. I remember. You see, do you know what the worst part is, right?
But
I remember playing Soul Calibur 2, and I was like, do I go for 2, or is Slazo going to be like, well, what about 1? So like, you know what? I'll go for the first one.
Stage's gone, but
And
what
then
about
Slazo's gone,
2?
what about 2? Yeah, because basically my choice was down to the review scores, because I know how much I enjoyed 2, and I thought, well, if 1 reviewed better, 1 is better than 2, right? Because at least with like mine, Soul Calibur 1 reviewed better than Soul Calibur 2. Assassin's Creed 1 didn't review better than Assassin's Creed 2. Just throwing that one out there.
I just love how bitter you are.
But yeah, this has been.
I'll have you know.
But yeah, this has been episode 57 of the Party Chat podcast. It's probably been a pleasure for the other two.
It hasn't been a pleasure for me. What are you talking about? It turns out I have no friends, no hope, and I don't.
I've had fun, everybody.
Well,
I hope
fun,
you
so
have
you know
too.
what? I've had fun as well. We'll see you next week for episode 58. Thanks for joining us.